Labubus are everything wrong with society. I don't think this video is going to be about demonic as much as it's going to be about like consumerism, but I'm not sure.
It feels like we are making progress towards a society that refuses to fall victim to mindless consumption, or we are having honest conversations about how young people can't afford houses or have families. Something like Labubu comes around and destroys all faith in humanity. Now, there's nothing wrong with having a collection: music, trading cards, comic books, coins, seashells, whatever brings you joy, especially if you are a child. But something about Labubu feels off. It feels less like a genuine collection and more of a hollow trophy that people convince themselves they need because someone with millions of followers attached it to their purse. It's the illusion of status packaged into an evil-looking doll that proves how easily we're manipulated by major corporations. But the crazy part is, this is not the first time something like this has happened.
My Labubu got a shiesty.
We're not even embarrassed to admit that we keep falling for it. And as if the amount of money that people are spending on these things isn't shocking enough, there is real crime and violence breaking out because of these dolls. And once you see just how far people are willing to go for Labubu, you'll understand why this isn't just a dumb toy, it's a symptom of something much worse. Before Labubus became the world's latest big-time collectible, they were just silly sketches made by Kasing Lung. The Hong Kong-born artist spent a lot of his childhood in the Netherlands, becoming infatuated with Nordic fairy tales, especially the elves that were separated as beings of the dark and of the light. In 2015, Lung decided to make his drawings into a short story for children that he called the Monsters Trilogy, telling a simple story about how a child meets a playful tribe of fictional female elves called the Labubu. That's why I wanted to create something that I've always known existed in my heart, he said in an interview. It's so amazing that so many people love it. Shortly after, he released a handful of toys as an artistic trial run, and his fans absolutely loved it. Many people are surprised to find out that the Labubu characters are supposed to be kind-hearted creatures that are eager to help, only for everything to erupt into chaos following their various funny antics. According to Lung, there are over 100 different characters, each with different backstories and relationships, picking on or bullying each other in innocent ways.
即係Labubu其實有好多咁，有百幾隻嘅又係。其實因為我希望有一個角色其實佢成日俾Labubu欺負嘅。
But not everyone interprets Labubu seeming kind-hearted or acting like friendly bullies. For a lot of people, the teeth and sinister smiles really freak them out. I personally find them creepy and have no desire to have any of them for myself, family, or in my home. I don't understand why everyone else thinks it's cute when it's obviously creepy. However, Labubu did create a cult following, which caught the attention of a Beijing-based company called Mart, a company known for blind box packaging. Mart and Labubu developed a licensing deal in 2019, and it changed the company forever. Shortly after their partnership was established, 55,000 boxes of the Labubu miniseries were sold out in 9 seconds on Mart's online shop, and that was over 6 years ago. So the hype surrounding these toys is not new, it's just new to America. And while the company does have some offerings where you can actually choose which one you're going to purchase, it primarily sells blind box figurines now, making up more than 70% of their business. Blind boxes have been around for over 40 years in East Asia. It's just that recently they've become America's largest obsession when it comes to collectible toys. The concept is incredibly simple for businesses to get the consumer excited. On the external packaging, the customer can see a few different Labubus they might get. Maybe you will get the pink one, maybe you will get the green one. It even tells you the odds of getting them, 1 in 6. But the key is putting the secret one there. It is grayed out, so it is a total mystery. The secret one has a 1 in 72 chance of being in your purchase. And this could be one of the main reasons that is causing younger generations to collect more than they ever have before. In a survey conducted on
It's a child's toy. People making these vids needs a mental health check. But it's not children buying them though. It's grown people.
21st century collecting around the world, we've discovered that the average young adult spends almost $2,000 a year on collectibles, and that more and more adults, collectors, are now considering joining in on these trends, as 90% of collectors have reported that they participate in activities revolving around these collections. People have unpacking events, forums where they share their collections, and sometimes base their entire personality around something like Labubu because it's a way to connect with the outside world. Mart even opened their first theme park called Pop Shopland, where people can come and celebrate their obsession with these blind box products together. One of the descriptions for the park reads, "There are a few spots to play in the same way as a typical theme park, including an adventure playground filled with climbing walls, nets, mazes, and trampolines. Guests can also feel what it's really like to live in the universe through the augmented reality immersions. And naturally, there are also plenty of places to stop to snap photos and videos for social media, which helped make the Labubus the stars they are today." When trying to get to the bottom of what they call the economics of Labubu, the Wall Street Journal teamed up with psychologist David Bosch to describe the impact blind boxes and Labubu have on consumers. To them, a lot of this has to do with the labels showing a secret prize and the human compulsion to complete a set.
One of the things that the brand can do to keep engagement, to encourage consumers to get a little more
evil. It's really just great sales, if I'm being entirely honest. Like, they just do such a good job at marketing to the bots. Like, it's easy for a person to fall into the illusion that these things have any sort of like real value, you know? Emily's calling. She live? Yo. Hey, what up?
How are you?
Oh, I think I know what's happening. I'm good. How are you?
Wait, what do you think is happening?
No, nothing. What are you doing right now?
I'm walking through New York, and I was wondering if you could come up with a dare for me to do.
Oh. Okay. What do you have with you?
I have a hat, I have my purse, and my arms and my appendages.
Anything attached to your purse?
Why do you ask?
Emily, I want you to kill a Labubu.
No! I could have called so many people, and I called you first. I didn't think you were gonna tell me to kill a Labubu.
Nah, if you don't have one on you, you have to buy one and kill it.
What do you mean, kill it?
I mean, end its life.
Please, I can't. These are special Labubus.
I mean, you know, that's just my dare, you know. So.
Okay. Thank you, Agent, for the dare.
Yep.
Hope you're doing well.
Yeah, you too. Have fun.
Thank you, Agent. You too. Bye.
I thought she was calling because I was watching this video.
more excitement out of it is to label the box.
That specific range also creates a set.
It's a well-known, well-supported phenomenon that most people, under certain conditions, have a very strong tendency to want to complete.
So, chat, I kind of compare these a little bit to like cause, right? These cause figures go for way more, right? They're way more expensive. But these aren't like collectibles as much as they are like arts, you know? And I think that's like, it's like there's similarities, but there's like a big difference. There's like a really big difference. So like when someone buys cause for a lot, I know it's like a status symbol. They want the status of saying like, I have this expensive piece, especially if it looks unique and they like it. And in a sense, that's just as artificial as buying a Labubu. But I think cause differentiates itself with its uniqueness enough to where you don't feel like a bot that just got taken advantage of after you spend your money on one of these.
The concept of the blind box has become so popular that thousands of YouTubers have used it as a perceptually fun way to entertain themselves and fans at the same time. A good example would be how Rhett and Link looked for extremely rare toys in a segment of their show, Good Mythical Morning.
Hold on. That's not.
I also think when there's like something with a very storied franchise like the NBA, cards for it make sense. Collectibles and cards. Collectibles, there's nothing wrong with a collectible, bro. It really does kind of just feel like Labubus came out of nowhere and really fast. I think that's what throws me off about it. Like even Pokemon cards, like you can play the game, bro. You can, even if you don't care for the collecting, it's functional. There's a game you could play using the cards, and so in a way, the function gives it its value, even if nobody ever wanted it for its collectible value.
Well, this one's special. Hold on. I got the 1 in 100.
You got the Robbie. You got the Robbie.
I think there's gonna be a lot of companies that try and come up and do the same formula. Not at it works. What are these though?
I've had
seen
in years.
You can see that these blind box collectibles have an interesting impact on people. Even if they don't know what the toys are, why they're interesting, special, or even if they don't like the way that they look, once people realize they are rare, they start to attach value that isn't actually there.
Are they
Pop Mart and
expensive, the
Labubu's
Sunny
business
Angels?
model mostly relies on this. Nothing creates hype more than the illusion of scarcity, the old classic, low supply, high demand. However, what really started this Labubu craze was another classic modern day marketing effort, paying a celebrity to endorse the product. Because just a few months ago, one of the world's most famous K-pop stars, simply known as Lisa, sent the world into a frenzy after she confessed her love for Labubu. Lisa is a Thai singer, rapper, dancer, and actress who became the most followed K-pop idol on Instagram, but she's been seriously climbing the industry ladder since 2016 after joining the girl group Blackpink. By now, K-pop isn't just a genre, it's a full-blown global movement. Streaming has skyrocketed, with Spotify reporting a staggering 362% increase in K-pop streams worldwide over the past 5 years. The top 100 K-pop artists globally amassed a jaw-dropping 90 billion on-demand streams with a 42% growth year over year. K-pop! They've also developed some of the most die-hard cult-like fans on the internet. Fans will create entire Twitter accounts dedicated to a single idol, posting hundreds of updates a day like unpaid publicists. They'll organize mass streaming parties where thousands of people loop the same song 24/7 just to inflate the chart numbers. Some even spend hours translating interviews, subtitling videos, and archiving every second of a singer's life. To outsiders, it looks obsessive. It looks like the musician is at the center of a fan's entire identity, and sometimes they will attack anyone who criticizes them. But to the fans, it's just loyalty to their favorite star. And Lisa is arguably the most famous of them all. Lisa's been in ads for PlayStation 5, Louis Vuitton, partnered with Bose, and has been a global ambassador for Celine and MAC Cosmetics. So whenever she was asked to share her secret obsession with Vanity Fair's YouTube channel, anything she chose to promote was going to turn into pure gold. And in November of 2024, her obsession of choice was Pop Mart collectibles.
Hi, this is Lisa, and this is my secret obsession. Whoa. This is
not to be that guy, but how come she don't have to disclose when she does ads and she got paid? You know? Like when Kim Kardashian, this is gonna sound crazy for the younger niggas out there. I remember when Kim Kardashian got a G-Wagon and every woman on the planet with bread started wanting G-Wagons, gang. If I'm not mistaken, Kim didn't get paid for that. Everybody just found out that was her car. First time for a lot of people seeing it. And for a while, people saw the G-Wagon and thought, oh, that's Kim K's car. But why? I feel like, I don't think she got paid for that though. It was just what she drove.
It's Pop Mart. It's a blind box, so you don't know what's inside. Can I open it? Oh my god. How do you get this? This is really rare and hard to find. Every collection,
so she actually like him, or it was just like an ad
like
type
the
thing?
Rare one. It's really hard to get. We call them secret. So I always wish that I got secret.
One by one, Lisa unwrapped her blind boxes, getting more and more excited with every new figurine. But what got everyone's attention were the large Labubu she held in each arm. She described the impact Pop Mart had on her friend and how she couldn't stop herself from buying to unlock new characters.
We call her Labubu. Okay? Oh my god, this is so heavy. One has a tail, one doesn't. So this, Simomo, and this is Labubu. Yes. I just got into Pop Mart like early this year, and I learned about this from one of my close friends in Thailand. And when I went to Thailand, she was like, oh, let's go to Pop Mart. And I was like, what is Pop Mart? Like, what? And she's like, oh, it's like, it's a sell toys so and stuff. Like, we should go and check.
And she started
and then I went with them. And I was like, to be honest, I was not into it at all. I was like, no, I'm not gonna spend my money on this. And then they came out and they were like, oh my god, like the one that I want, like it's sold out. It's so hard to get. And I was like, is that hard to get? And then they, showed me a bunch of stuff. And as soon as I got them, I go crazy. It's like, I spent all of my money.
So this the fake one? Or is it real?
Goodbye, Labubu. I will miss you. Oh. No. Okay. Good work.
The family's looking at her like, bro.
What's really sad is that people couldn't tell that this entire video is just one large paid advertisement, but it worked. After the seal of approval from Lisa, Pop Mart's share price has grown.
She deserves some bread, bro! Bro, she needs at least 5 bills out the 40 bills the company's worth. Hell no. A couple million is not enough. She needs billions, nigga. Bro, this shit skyrocketed after she said she liked it.
By almost 600% in just 1 year. Somehow, this creepy-looking figurine with confusing appeal has managed to enter the hearts and minds.
Promote tone. Yo, guys, hold on, no, we don't have millions yet. We don't have millions yet to just throw like that. But low key though, damn. I can't even imagine what her rate is.
Minds of some of the richest celebrities all around the world. Korean artist V was seen walking around with Labubu in Seoul. Rapper Central C and Dua Lipa have been seen with theirs attached to bags. Kim Kardashian posted an entire collection of them on Instagram. And Madonna received a Labubu birthday cake that is quite frankly one of the most terrifying looking things on the planet. And if celebrities aren't the ones purchasing Labubus for themselves, they're receiving them as gifts from friends or family members. Like how football legend David Beckham posted an image of an apparently rare find that he received from his daughter. These celebrity advertisements have been one of the key driving forces for Labubu's current obsession. And I feel like we must address the elephant in the room about how this thing looks incredibly evil. The sharp teeth, the unsettling grin, the slightly furrowing eyebrows. You can't help but notice this toy has a slightly demonic feel. No wonder why these Hollywood elites love this toy. It represents them perfectly. Celebrities have always mastered the art of appearing glamorous enough to worship, but approachable enough to trust. They present themselves as icons of beauty and innocence, while behind the scenes they're laughing, squeezing every last dollar from the people who idolize them. Labubu is just the perfect prop for that illusion, a sinister little mascot hiding in plain sight, smiling as it drains your bank account. Across all different social media platforms, everyone and their mother has an unboxing video for Pop Mart's new favorite product, picking them up from one of the company's 500 plus stores or 2,000 plus vending machines around the world, eager to record themselves unboxing one for the first or 300th time.
Right. Here we go. Y'all ready for this?
We're ready.
No. Gorgeous! Oh my god! Can you believe?
The doll seemingly is no longer about whether you actually like the thing, it's about proving you belong to the exclusive club of people who have one. The doll itself is meaningless, but the association is priceless. People have convinced themselves that having one signals wealth and exclusivity, even if all they did was pay retail price for a hunk of vinyl.
I am the owner of the famous 24-karat gold Labubu.
And of course, now many buyers are trying to justify their purchase by saying it'll be worth more someday. But if history has taught us anything, it's that collectibles rarely pay off like people think they will. If you look back at your childhood, odds are you collected a little something.
Damn, they hit a lick! Oh my god!
Did it because you loved it, or maybe you did it because everyone else was doing it. But ultimately, it didn't matter because it was just part of growing up. For me, it was Pokemon cards, WWE wrestlers, and Hot Wheels. For others, it could have been lunchboxes, Barbies, Beyblades, rocks, or literally anything else. But now, collectors have become sellers. Collections are no longer to express their admiration for a passion or interest, but to auction them off for hundreds, thousands, or maybe even millions of dollars. They see collections as an investment, a way to get rich quickly. In fact, 40% of so-called collectors have openly expressed how they intend to sell their collections as they increase in value. And of course, there are tons of collections out there that have increased in value over time, but Labubus are pretty new, and they're starting to seem like more of a flash-in-the-pan trend that is reminiscent of Beanie Babies. In the late 1990s, Beanie Babies weren't just plush toys, they were marketed as miniature fortunes in the making. Thai Inc.'s strategy of artificially restricting supply by limiting retail orders and frequently retiring certain models created a frenzy where $5 stuffed animals were believed to become the next gold rush. At the peak of the mania, Beanie Babies accounted...
$2,000 is crazy. $2,000 in the year 2000, that shit... Hold on, though. That had to be... That's like, what, $3,000-$4,000 now?
For roughly 10% of eBay's sales. We even saw full-grown adults separating Beanie Babies during a divorce. But all those people who hoarded these rare toys were disappointed to find out that they weren't worth anything. It doesn't matter that sellers listed them for thousands of dollars online. Even still to this day, you can find listings for hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Bro. But hey, Chad, you want a house or you want this bear, nigga? $325,000 each. Does he have multiple? He got 3 of them. You can get a discount though. Look, you can save money. Look. If you just buy 3, they're $292,000 each.
Things are only worth what someone is actually willing to pay. And the harsh reality was that nobody was buying. Not even the most reckless spenders could be convinced that these toys were rare or valuable. So people ended up selling their Beanie Baby collections for dollars, sometimes even cents at garage sales, which drove the value down even further. What was once perceived as a life-changing investment turned out to be nothing more than overpriced clutter. This is almost a fabric of American culture at this point. You'll see shows like Antiques Roadshow, Pawn Stars, or American Pickers, where people drag out dusty items from their attic and pray they've been sitting on a fortune without even knowing it. The fantasy is irresistible. The idea that some random object you already own could secretly be worth thousands. It's the modern day lottery ticket, except instead of scratching numbers, you're banking on nostalgia and rarity. But the uncomfortable truth is that most collectibles never hit the jackpot. For every person who sells a first edition comic for 6 figures, there are millions more who are left with boxes of junk that they swore would pay off one day. Even though we're still at the peak of the craze, occasionally you might see videos online where a collector recognizes that they might be spending a little too much money on Labubus, but then you'll find investment gurus in denial justifying the purchases in the comments. They're actually worth more than $120, so you got lucky. The scary part is, because of the Labubu popularity, we're no longer just talking about overpriced toys, we're talking about an obsession that's bleeding into real life in some very dark ways, like how parents will give their own children a choice between hundreds of dollars or a Labubu blind box, only for the kid who receives the money to almost break down in tears, even though they end up buying a giant Labubu with the money they were given. Now, to give the kids the benefit of the doubt, they're kids. They don't know the value of money. Of course, they want a toy. However, there is no excuse for the full-grown men who will buy up as many Labubu products as they can in order to resell them to children and other collectors for a much higher rate. And they have the audacity to claim that they're just passionate collectors.
We got a lot of slack on Instagram, but because of how much stock we have, you took all our stock, we're collected, and we want the box, and you're triple.
Bro, does he have a fucking warehouse?
Because of how much stock we have, you took all our stock.
Oh shit, it's fucking hilarious.
We're collected and we want the box and you're triple the price and this and that. But unfortunately, people don't understand how a business model works, you know?
No. People perfectly understand how the business model works. You try and squat on as much inventory as possible so there's scarcity, and then people have FOMO, so they want to make sure they get...
I'm telling you, Chad, look, when stuff like this happens, bro, I don't give a fuck what it is. This right here, what we're seeing, is okay. You want stuff like this in the economy. Trust me, it's going to help move the velocity of money, bro. People going to exchange money, economy goes up. This is a rich tax, okay? Let the rich people spend money on dumb shit. Just let them do it. It's good for everybody. Except them. But who cares? They're rich. Just let them buy it. It's going to be great. They're going to pay taxes on the money, sales tax. Then someone receives the income tax, and they're going to want to spend it. Sales tax, they get double tax this, tax that. Now the government's making more money. Hopefully they fix that fucking pothole right by your house now. Let them do it. It's a rich tax. Let them buy it. And it's dumb. It's dumb, but we all spend money on dumb shit. It's just a rich tax. If you was broke, you're not buying Labubus. You can't afford them. So you're not being taxed. Let them niggas get taxed. They have money. It's just a rich tax, bro. And they get a little collectible as a trophy. Who's we? Like the people that... I'm talking about niggas that buy the Labubus and niggas that don't. Yeah. I bought a Ferrari, nigga. That's a rich tax. It's a rich tax. Like, let me get taxed. I got taxed.
So they'll pay the extra markup that you just drive the price of the roof.
Because a billionaire buying Labubus helping
me 2 weeks ago. Bought Labubus for the kids. Someone stole her Labubu from her bag.
Sales tax.
Yes, at school.
Tough.
And like, it'd be better if you donated it, but let it get taxed.
Capital punishment required.
Which tax reflects both.
For stealing our kids. Bro, it's not normal. Not normal. So yeah, I told her to take all the Labubus.
Unfortunately, it is very normal.
All right. We're going to try and wrap up this video because it sounds like he's on a plane now.
When grown adults are exploiting children for profit,
it's going to be like 10 minutes before he gets off there anyway.
Spills into outright
Andrew,
theft
appreciate
and
you, my
violence.
boy.
In Southern California, a small group of teenagers were suspected of breaking into a warehouse and stealing some inventory. When the Chino SoCal police received a warrant to raid the house the supposed thieves were staying at, they weren't looking for electronics or jewelry. They were searching for about 14 boxes of Labubu collectibles that the alleged thieves were intending on
another 20 gifted.
markets. According to the report, the cops recovered $30,000 worth of the furry figurines, which usually retail for about $30 each. In the same story, the LA Times noted that the prices for Labubu due to scarcity are reaching all-time highs. The figurines are usually sold at Pop Mart stores and create a fervor whenever new ones are released. A child-sized Labubu sold at auction for $150,000 according to media reports, and limited edition monsters can retail for $150. But the criminality doesn't stop at theft. There's now a growing scheme where people will make counterfeit Labubu, now named Lafufus, that is becoming such a large problem that people are making instructional videos to help customers inspect Labubus like diamonds at a jewelry store to avoid being scammed.
Every Labubu...
They're already getting scammed. Look. As soon as people find out how much these are really being made for, they'll stop buying them because they'll feel like suckers, okay? They'll feel like suckers. Do you remember like a few months ago where there was like a leak from a manufacturer and we found out like it was designer bags being made for like $10 being sold for like $3,000 and shit like that? It make you feel like a sucker. I'm a goddamn sucker. I just bought a $10 bag for $3,000 because it had a fucking logo on it. Nigga, I'm a sucker.
Should have exactly 9 teeth. No more, no less. Like this one, you can count. It has 10 teeth. Here are a few other ways we can tell. If you look at the original Labubu's complexion, she has kind of a peachy pink tone to her skin, whereas if you look at the Lafufu, this one in particular has a paler complexion.
Pop Mart told us you can also identify a Labubu by their high-quality finishes, such as the stitching and the...
niggas who's not suckers is the ones who sold at the top. Word! If you got 50... and you sell them bitches at the top and this shit crashed a year later, you're one of them ones, nigga.
Job. One obvious way you can tell a Labubu from a Labubu is the spelling on the tags. Labubu will say Pop Mart on the tag, whereas this specific Lafufu says poor mapped. I do like it when they're very obvious.
Whether Pop Mart will admit it or not, they're definitely enjoying all forms of press, even if it's bad. All publicity is good publicity in the world of politics and sales, because at the end of the day, we only have ourselves to blame. Tim Dillon hilariously summarized the depressing reality of the Labubu obsession in America.
The Labubu is the perfect symbol of the economy that we've created and the cultural value system that we have. It is a Chinese fentanyl-stuffed voodoo doll that is being exported to America. Little things like the Labubu become an important status symbol for people who have given up on owning a home, having a family, having a job, or a meaningful life. The adults, their eyes get big. You've got one of them. I want one of them. What? A family? No, that demon doll. That troll, that critter.
1 minute we're having honest conversations about how young people can't start a family, buy a 2-bedroom house, or even spend time with those that we care about. And in the next, we have hundreds of thousands of people going into debt to buy a trinket because their favorite celebrity said it was cool. But as I stare more at the debt to buy a trinket because...
I'm not no hating ass nigga though. This one kind of looks tough. It's my first time thinking about it. That's my first time seeing the Labubu thing. This one look tough right here.
Their favorite celebrity said it was cool. But as I stare more at these evil-looking little things, I can't help but recognize that it's the perfect reflection of a system that thrives on manipulation, that manufactures scarcity, that entices children and adults to pour money into something that has absolutely no value. The doll looks demonic because in a way, it's a symbol of how dark consumer culture has become. And the scariest part isn't the doll itself, it's what it says about us. That our society has to be this desperate, this easily hypnotized for something so empty to become such a massive success.
Well, goddamn. Well, I guess it's not demonic. That's what I was kind of figuring out. I wanted to see if it was demonic, Patrick would have said something, bro. Good video, man.